What's up, guys? It's Usopp Gaming. I really haven't said that in a long time, so it feels weird. But we're good, man. We're back. We're back. So, let me just get started with this review, man. Naraka Bladepoint. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not completely sure. They actually did not make that very clear. It's a new free-to-play game, and it's also the first game in my new series where I'm gonna play free games and review them, basically. I'm back. I'm back. Nah, but ignore the voice cracks though, because my voice is just it's fucked. I'm not gonna lie. But let's just go ahead and get right into the review, man. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, Bladepoint is another battle royale. I know you've heard that before. You've heard it many times before, but it is different in the sense that rather than focusing on what most battle royales focus on, which is guns or ranged weapons. Well, the game does have guns in it. It's mainly focused on melee combat and like actual weaponry and ability. So it's sort of like, let's say like imagine like an MMORPG, but in the battle royale format. It's got like a mythical element to it, mysterious element to it, and the idea is kind of solid. So now that you know what the game is, you're gonna see the gameplay, but I'm gonna just tell you basically the pros and the cons of the game, and then I'm gonna rate it at the end. And then you can decide for yourself if you want to try the game, if you want to actually play it or not. Obviously, I'm not, what I'm saying, like I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but let's just hear me out. Let's see if you'll play it. First, for the pros. So first for the pros is the cinematic intro, which is technically not a pro, but I just think the intro is really cool actually, so I'm counting it. Next we have the large range of weaponry. Like when it comes from like the contrast of the melee weapons and the range ones that you get to choose in the game, all the weapons feel really different. And I think that's really interesting. It keeps it really fun, really fresh. You can switch it up. You don't have to be confined to like the same weapons. You can do different things. Number 3, next, is the cosmetics. They have decent cosmetics for like the start of the game. You can also customize all your characters, which I think is really sick. So it's cool customization and stuff like that. The audio on this game is fire. Literally, just listen to this. Like the audio is good, all the weapons, the sound of the water from the movement of the air. Sound design in this game is really good. Next is the actual characters themselves and like the volume of characters for especially a game that I think just recently released and is a free-to-play game is actually really fire. They have different abilities. They have like a different ability. They have ults. It's pretty cool. Next is the variety of maps. I feel like a lot of games kind of have this problem where since they only have one map, they kind of get stale and stagnant, and it gets hard to continuously play and just do it. But I feel like with this, it makes it a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable, a lot better. So the maps definitely help. And finally, for the pros, we have the volume of game modes that there is in this game. There's a good amount of game modes. There's a lot of multiplayer modes, a lot of different types of modes, a lot of single player modes. If you're into more of a story based game, they have that too. So it's definitely cool, definitely interesting. And now for the cons. Now listen, a lot of people I know like to call me a D1 hater. And this is not hating, this is me truly being honest on what I believe about this game. So I'm going to tell you everything that I dislike about the game. Starting with the amount of fucking tutorials. I had to play a tutorial at the start of the game just to play it, and then when I clicked on the battle royale, I had to play another tutorial which taught me every single function of the battle royale, which, believe it or not, was actually the same as every battle royale you ever played before. I mean, it was the most useless fucking tutorials. Like the first one was useful actually because it taught me how to play like the base mechanics of the game, and so I understand that. But why did I need 2, 3, 4 tutorials just so I could play the fucking video game? Like, it was not necessary. They could have at least made it one larger tutorial if it was that necessary. Making separate tutorials and making me sit through, that was absolute AIDS. Next, we have the UI of the game. And by the UI, in this case, I mean like the menus and stuff. Let's just be honest. It's cool. It looks like a fucking mobile game. And don't say, oh, I've never seen a mobile game that looks like this. Mobile games are way... No. If you look at mobile games now, there's some pretty good fucking mobile games, and this looks like a mobile game. I don't even know if that's really a diss. It's just a fact. Next, this is why I was in the game, by the way. Like, if it feels like I'm going back and forth with my complaints, it's just because it's just things I'm noticing as I was noticing them. So, because like the way that loot gets spread on the ground, like when you're looting people, when things are just on the floor, it's hard to pick up whatever you want, and you end up just picking up random shit or just spamming square when you're in the radius of the loot, just so you can try to pick up whatever the fuck you're trying to pick up in that circle, because it's nearly impossible. The servers are absolute shit, and you know what I'm saying? Listen, so I played 2 recorded games for the video, right? I only got to actually play one of them because the first game I played on the whole game, I got disconnected, and you will see in the top right corner of the game I got disconnected, I had like 60 ping. I was not lagging, I was not having any difficulties, and the game just started fucking bugging out. So before you say, oh, you must have been lagging, no, the game was bugging, because I played a couple more games off of the recording, and it was still doing it to me. And I know what you're thinking, it could still be my internet, but I've been playing all day. You don't understand. I had multiple games, recording many things today. It was just this one. Next is the hitboxes in this game, and this is like, you know what I'm saying, it happens, but the hitboxes are a little bit more finicky, and they feel a little bit larger than they should be, which for this style of game it makes sense, but it doesn't mean it's not fucking annoying. Obviously, like, this shit is annoying as fuck. Bad targeting mechanics. You click R3 to target your opponent, and sometimes it just doesn't work, even though they're standing in front of you. So you have to spam press your stick about 4 fucking times to get it to lock onto one person. But once you're locked on, you know what I'm saying, you can switch just fine, but like, it just takes a lot. No storm enforcement. Like, they give you so much time between every zone that storm will never touch you. It will never be an issue. And because of the grappling hook that they give you as a movement tool, you will never get touched by the storm unless you're just fighting a team for so damn long. Which leads me to my next point, which is the guns in this game are fucking useless. You can't hit people with them. And I know what you're thinking. Man, maybe your aim is just bad. Maybe you just don't know how to play the game. No, the guns auto-track. I tracked people, and the bullets were missing. They were missing. And I stood there. I aimed myself out of the auto-tracking track. No, they don't work. The ranged weapons in this game do not work. Finicky movement. You'll see in the gameplay footage a lot of my grapples that I aimed at the top of the cliff would either somehow hit the middle of the cliff, because if you move forward just a little bit, it just throws off the entire clip of your grappling hook. So I'll either just get stuck and it won't continue it. I would just have to like climb the wall or some shit, or it'll just somehow miss when I'm standing right in front of it, or it'll just clip, and it's ass. Speaking of ass, the mini-map in this game is also dog shit. Barely looks like the map. It doesn't even represent the map well using the mini-map. Does not tell you where mountains are. Doesn't tell you where anything is. It's not helpful at all. I'm just going to be honest. Okay, so I'm going to have to kind of speed run through the rest of this because I don't want this video to be too long. But the game screen UI is done almost like when you're in the actual match, between the mini-map and all the controls on the side that I don't know how to turn off, and the stuff on the top, bottom, left, right. It's covering my fucking screen, and I can barely see the actual fucking game because my entire screen is covered in bullshit that I don't even need to play the game. It doesn't show where your kills are, so I don't know how many kills I have until the game actually ends. The grappling is the only movement item, even though in the trailer they talk about all this movement, and they should be able to do this, that, and the third, and it doesn't fucking exist. It's just grappling. The volume and the amount of controls in this game that you have to remember exceeds the controls that they show you on the side of the screen while you're in the game, and exceeds what they show you in the tutorial. When I say that this game and the actual controls, like the game itself, it's not too difficult once you get used to it. But before that, you are going to be fucking struggling to attempt to play the game. Okay. There's a large amount of level caps. Okay. So like when you play the game, you pretty much hit level 2 after you finish your first game, right? But you know I was talking about all those game modes that you get to play? You don't get to fucking play them until you hit level 5 or level 10, depending on what the game mode is. So if you want to play anything other than the standard battle royale or the solo player, single player, you're fucked. You're not going to be playing. You can't even play solos in the battle royale until you hit level 10. So you're going to have to grind just to play other game modes within the game. And my last complaint, which is this is really just me more than anything. This game is a fucking battle pass, and battle pass are just they're washed up. I'm tired of seeing battle passes in every single game. I'm tired of it. Now I will say this game does have loot boxes like Apex and Overwatch 1, which I do like. My favorite combination, I will be honest, when games have a battle pass and a loot box system, I do find that somewhat intriguing. I think that's interesting because instead of the battle pass being like damn near the only way you can get stuff other than buying cosmetics within an actual store, I think having a loot box and a battle pass freshens up games at least a little bit. Although I'll be honest, even though loot boxes are considered quote unquote gambling, I still prefer the loot box method to the battle pass method. And I just think battle passes are fucking annoying. Now with all that being said, in conclusion, I think the game is decent. I think the gameplay is a bit finicky and there's a lot of things wrong with it. But I still think the game is fun. I think the game is enjoyable. I think the game looks nice. Watching like getting the feel of like the weapons and everything, it feels good. It actually feels really good. Like the game feels good. The game feels solid. The game feels fun to play. I just think it's really buggy and finicky, and the servers can be a little bad and everything. But in total, overall, I'm going to rate this game a 6.7 out of 10. I think it's decent. I think it's fun, but I think there's a lot of flaws that make the game hard to play and a little more difficult to enjoy than I would like. But overall, the game is still solid, so can't be completely mad. I still enjoy my time I had on it playing by myself. And, well, that's really the end of the review. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We are back on the grind, so we're back to trying to hit 100 subscribers. Let me know what games I should review, whether it's free, whether it's not free. Just let me know if you want to see any more reviews from me. And then with that, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.